Be careful, Mommy.
I'm gonna be careful. Let's see. Gotta get.
Coconuts are too hard.
I'm pretty sure this is not the way you're supposed to cut open a coconut.
Hey guys, what's up? This is sort of a continuation of Monday's vlog where we went to the Japanese market and got a bunch of ingredients for a recipe that we found in a kid's cookbook that we got from Brendan, and he seemed a little interested in this soba, broccoli, green bean kind of noodle salad dish. I'm not sure exactly why he chose that dish, but he kept saying he wanted to make it, so we got a bunch of ingredients for it, and now we're gonna try to make it. It's got cashews, which we forgot to buy, and sesame seeds, which we also forgot to buy. But I think we can put some sesame oil in there. It'll still have that sesame taste. We just won't have the cashews. I guess the big question is, once it's all said and done, is he gonna like it? Was all this worth it? So we'll see. I guess by the end of today's vlog, we'll know the answer to that. But right now, we're going to get cooking. Are you ready to cook?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've already gone ahead and just chopped up the beans and the broccoli. I think that's probably 3 times the broccoli we need, and this is more beans than we need, and I'm sure that's more onions than we need, but I didn't have the list with me when we shopped, so I erred on the side of too much rather than not enough. So we'll see. It's all a big stir fry in a wok thing, so it's no big deal. The recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of shredded coconut, and I know you can buy it dried. They didn't have any dried coconut at the Japanese market. They did have whole coconut, so I'm just going to shred some of this up. You want to shred a coconut with Mommy?
Yes.
Alright, let's do this. This is a first for me. I've never shredded a coconut. I've never even bought a coconut that's already got all the fur taken off of it, whatever you want to call it.
Be careful, Mommy.
I'm going to be careful. Let's see. Gotta get... Let's see how long this takes here. I think I can do it like...
Be careful.
Coconuts are too hard.
Alright, Kevin's taken over. For some reason I thought when you buy the coconut without all the outside shell stuff on it that it would be easy to work with, but clearly not.
You just spread an extra sauce.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You can do it, Daddy. Didn't it work?
Oh, it'll work. It just will take a little bit of time.
I'm getting sprayed.
You're getting sprayed with coconut juice? Milk?
I'm getting all sprayed. My face is all covered in
This thing.
coconut juice.
Oh, it's all juicy. I see it now. I hope this wasn't what the recipe intended. I mean, I hope we just bought the wrong thing. The recipe says you're supposed to strain the coconut, shredded coconut, and save the milk. So I hope they're not
Really?
suggesting that like this is part of the kids' recipe.
The coconut's so dirty.
Okay, there's the coconut milk. It's like a little fountain. Wow, there's a lot more than I thought.
That's a lot of milk.
Alright,
Coconut.
there's the coconut. Now we somehow have to get 2/3 of shredded coconut out of this, 2/3 of a cup. Obviously we just bought the wrong thing, but there was no shredded coconut for sale in that store. So we're just scooping out the coconut flesh, I guess you'd call it.
I'm a coconut noob. I've never opened a coconut before. I just totally battered it.
Hard. Coconuts are hard to break, right?
Right.
That's the understatement of the century. Alright, so now that that torture is over with, we finally got the coconut open. We've got the coconut meat here, and we need 2/3 of a cup of shredded coconut. So let's take our cup here. We've got our shredder. I don't even know if this is the right way to do it. This is the way we're doing it. And we're just going to shred the coconut. Hopefully I don't grate my fingers off. One of the last things we have to do before putting everything on the stove is cut this fennel bulb. I don't even know if you're supposed to wash it or what you do with fennel. You want that? Here, you know what? Wait, hold on. Here, I'll give you this. Here, you can play with the little fennel tree. How about that? It's a fennel tree. Okay, and it says sliced and core removed. Do I break it off like this? Oh, it comes apart kind of like a green
I'm
onion.
gonna bug it on here.
Alright, so it looks like that. Alright, I don't know the right way to do this. I'm just gonna kind of do it like this. That's the core, I guess. And the rest of it's supposed to be sliced, so I'm just going to slice it. There's a couple tablespoons of oil that I'm heating up in the skillet. Okay, garlic, fennel, scallions, and broccoli. I think, like I said before, I think this is far more broccoli than we need, so I might not put it all in. It's all just kind of a guess. Alright, so let's add all this stuff in here. You've got the fennel and the garlic. It's 1 clove of garlic that I've already sliced up. It just called for it to be sliced, not minced or anything like that. Scallions. This might be too many scallions. I don't really know. Maybe I'll do, well, it called for 6 actually. This is the right amount of scallions. And then 3 ounces of broccoli, which I know this is more than that, but broccoli's nutritious. We'll add some more broccoli.
Put all that broccoli in there.
Well, you know what, the only reason I'm not putting it all in is because I just don't want it to be like too full in the pan. I'm afraid because we have to add this other stuff too, the beans and some other things. That fennel actually smells really good. Can you smell the fennel? Do you smell something that smells like new? Can you smell something you haven't really smelled before? Like a new...
I can smell popcorn.
Popcorn? Maybe fennel has sort of a popcorny smell to some people. I don't know, but so that's good. It smells like it'll taste good. Alright, now it's time to add, it's been about 2 minutes. We're adding the beans. Please excuse this extra coconut meat here that's in the way. We want the beans to stay nice and crunchy so we don't cook for those for quite as long.
I'm making a tree for it.
So Brendan's making a forest. These are the tops of the fennel bulbs, the little wispy fennel.
Hey, that's my tree.
Oh, sorry.
I'm making a forest.
You're making a forest. Okay, so we have a couple tablespoons of this coconut water. And then we have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 2. And 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. Okay. And then that cooks for another minute. Alright, so this is all mixed together. We take it off the heat. I don't really have anywhere to put it, so I'm just going to turn the heat off. And then we mix in the bean sprouts and the coconut. So we've got the coconut here. If this were dried coconut, I think the recipe called for dried coconut, which means we would have put in more coconut milk. We had to make a kind of an adjustment because this coconut's really moist. There's a lot of coconut milk still in here. So as part of our experiment, we had to futz with the coconut a little bit. Hopefully it'll still taste okay. And again, the recipe calls for 3.5 ounces of bean sprouts, and the only packages they had were 1.5 pounds. So we have many more times the amount of bean sprouts than we need, but no big deal. Just chuck some in here. So now it's time to cook the soba. The noodles, they cook like 6 to 7 minutes. We need just over half of this package of soba. I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate here. Oop. Rather have the noodles a little bit under, a little al dente than overcooked. Overcooked pasta is the worst. Alright, so it's funny because the whole purpose behind this little experiment was to try to get Brendan more involved in the shopping and cooking and preparing process. And just because there was a lot of chopping in this recipe, it didn't really come across as we were making it as really a kid's recipe. I mean, it's kind of involved. Maybe an older kid, it would have been, you know, a little more tailored towards them, but for somebody his age, it's not really kid friendly. And so he has spent his time, while I've been putting the dish together, he has spent his time creating his coconut fennel broccoli forest. So hopefully that's not coloring his vision when it comes to actually trying the food. Hopefully he still likes it, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, so as far as him being part of the whole process, he's been in the room, but not that involved. Oh, shoot. And the soba's boiling over. Oh crap, I turned the heat off completely. Okay, the soba noodles are drained. I'm pulling them out of here. It says you put the noodles down first and put the vegetable mixture on top, so we're gonna spoon the vegetable mixture on top. It'll give Brendan a little extra. Have this coconut on his plate just because he doesn't like the sweetness of it. Alright, so we've got everything here. You ready to try your lunch? Alright, so give it a try. See if you like it. What do you think? Bite down! Bite, bite, bite! Oh, you're making a mess! So what do you think? Is it good?
It's sloppy.
Sloppy, yeah, it's sloppy. What do you think? Does it taste okay? It's okay. I gave you some extra, there's extra coconut here. You want to try a green bean?
Yeah.
Oop, there's some more noodles. Okay. What do you think? How does it taste?
The taste is kind of like a straw.
It's not bad. It's very mild. I think the stir fry was relatively mild to begin with, and then the noodles are unflavored, so it's very mild all around. I guess this is what you get when you cook from a kid's cookbook. It's not going to be overly flavored. It's actually, you're supposed to put sesame seeds in here, and we forgot to buy those, so I'm actually going to take a little sesame oil and just put it on my plate because I really like the sesame flavor. So I think that'll boost my plate up a little bit. All right, that's it. We're going to chow down, and we will see you next time.
I've been running around in circles for so long. I never really understood what I did wrong. Was trying hard to find a place where I belong. I lived an empty life, but had to carry on.